Peace and welcome. It's a beautiful new day. I believe it's a full moon tonight. Not a full moon. I didn't mean to say that. I meant a new moon. Peace and welcome. We're going to take our time and ease into it this beautiful new day. I awakened today with an incredible feeling of gratitude and just appreciation for life. And one of the things that was heavy on my mind was the realization, and it's something that my son, that my 10-and-a-half-year-old said last night. He pitched a tent with the neighbor kids. They're Mennonites, actually. We live on a little tiny Mennonite farm. I mean, it's small. It's small. There's a lot of acreage, but the living area, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 acres. We have ponies here. We have lots of geese, geese that like to eat my Gerber daisies. We have hens. There are domesticated bunnies and lots of little bunny babies. And 2 mama cats who have had kittens. And I'm actually contemplating adopting one of the kittens. And last night, my son pitched a tent with the kids. It's a 13-year-old boy and a little brother. There's a daughter as well. They all play together. But they pitched a tent and started a bonfire. The kids did by themselves. Roasted hot dogs and marshmallows and played with bunnies in a tent till I told them that they had to put the bunnies away. The baby bunnies were not sleeping in a tent with them. God forbid they should get out and get stepped on and get crushed in the middle of the night. My son was so happy, so very happy. And I made a statement to him about, paths that we had taken and how we could have done X, Y, and Z. And he was like, yeah, but we wouldn't have ended up here. And that was really interesting because we actually kind of went through a difficult time, which is how we ended up here. And I was like, you don't want to change anything? And he's like, no, because then we wouldn't be here. And that was a beautiful Dharma lesson. Whatever it is that you're going through, everything is temporary. There's a Hebrew phrase, Gam ze ya'avor, this too shall pass. Everything is temporary, whether it's wonderful and amazing and exciting, whether it's depressing and dark and gloomy. The nature of what we experience as life is fleeting and temporary, whether we experience it as a positive or negative. So this wonderful day I have in my cup, this is, I don't think this is handmade, but it comes from pre-war Japan, what do you call it? There was a point in time where things became made in. This doesn't have the made in stamp, it just has Japan. So I know it's a pretty old mug and it's beautiful. It actually reminds me of my childhood of growing up in the 70s. My grandparents had these mugs of coffee. They always had flowers or something printed on them. So I found this at the secondhand store for like $1. And so that's why I purchased it. And I have in my cup today a cup of Prince of Peace organic green tea. Ah, good are those good phytonutrients. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card from Stillness Speaks or Practicing the Power of Now. Not sure which one it's going to be, and it's going to be this one. The nature of stillness. The nature of stillness. Watch an animal, a flower, a tree, and see how it rests in being. It is itself. It has enormous dignity, innocence, and holiness. So there is an enormous dignity and innocence and holiness in just being. You can experience this if you have a cat. Now, I don't know about dogs because I'm not really a dog person, but there's something very Buddha about cats. They're very much in their feminine. They know how to be like no other. My kitty cat Nala, she likes to come over and just luxuriously, languidly just stretch and just lie in my lap, curve up into me, and then give me those beautiful cat eyes. You cannot resist it. So today we are going to check out hexagram number 25. And of course, as soon as I start, here comes Nala. She is ready. Sorry about that. Okay, so hexagram number 25. Let's see if I can put this on here. Does this reach on there? Whoops. All right, hold up. Let's see. Why is that not? I need some stands. Hexagram number 25. Pure intentions and innocence. And Padma Devi has this as innocence, a trusting nature, originality, spontaneity, open-heartedness, simplicity, the unexpected. Look at that beautiful baby in the lotus, remembering our inner child. That is who we are. Our true nature is of trusting and originality and spontaneous. And let's see if I can put this one right here. And that shows us it is heaven, Bagua, heaven over thunder. And welcome everyone who has arrived. So we will look at hexagram number 25, pure intention, innocence. And if we relate that back to our Stillness Speaks card, and innocence as an attribute of just being, of being connected with your true nature. So hexagram number 25, we're going to look at the bottom Bagua first, which is thunder. To shake or arouse, inciting movement, taking the initiative, excitation, revolution, division, and impetus, stimulation and catalyst, and impulse. The element is wood. It's interesting because, well, yeah, that makes sense. I was about to say that you would think it would be fire, but we're not looking at lightning. We're looking at thunder. The direction is east. The season is the yellow path, summer solstice, and I have a kitty cat tail right up in my face. The season of the Lo Shu Nine Halls is cardinal autumn. The life aspect is family and ancestry. Medically, is related to the foot, legs, tendon, gallbladder, liver, sensory, motor system, sympathetic nervous system, and physical pain. The chakra is the throat chakra. The animal is the dragon. The archetype, the emperor. The immortal is Cao Guo Zhu, patron of nobles and aristocracies. And the empowered state of thunder is hexagram number 51. And heaven, go back up to heaven. Heaven is creation, the creative force, divine yang, strength and creativity, expansive energy, the sky, power, authority, the celestial kingdom, the immaterial and the intangible. The element is metal. The season yellow path is cardinal autumn. Welcome, Divine L. The season Lo Shu Nine Halls is winter solstice. The life aspect is fatherhood, blessings, allies, friends, opportunities. Medically, the Bagua heaven is related to the crown chakra. Of course, it makes sense. And the animal is the horse. The archetype is the philosopher, the sage, the immortal is Han Jiangji, patron of musicians. So, music is in heavenly language. Music is the vibration of heaven. Okay, so hexagram number 25. So we will start today with Professor Kersan Hong, number 25. Propriety. So from pure intention and innocence is propriety. Sign of the great sacrifice. Auspicious omen. If anything is improper, woe will befall. It would be unfavorable to go anywhere. So we are to rest in our being. Okay, so we start with thunder, and we work our way from the bottom lines, the bottom yao, on up to the sixth, to the top. So the first yao, go only with propriety. All is well. So we might think of propriety, I think of it as proper or property. So we go only with our property. In other words, what is proper, being in control of ourselves, making sure that all corners of ourselves are shored up, that we're not leaking anywhere. All is well. If you could reap without planting, resow without following, then go. There once was a careless fire, started perchance by a cow. The passers-by took everything to the towner's well and how. I love how sometimes he rhymes. And I remember, wasn't there a careless fire started perchance by a cow? Mrs. O'Malley's cow, wasn't that the great fire of Chicago? I forget what years that was. Possibly auspicious, no troubles, an unexpected illness, needs no medicine to cure. Improper action brings woes, nothing will be gained. So the only thing I understood in this one was the first yao, go only with propriety, all is well. And then the very last yao, improper action brings woes, nothing will be gained. Everything else in there, I didn't quite grasp, except for O'Malley's cow started that great fire, the great fire of Chicago. So we'll go to Benabel Wynn and see how she creates her interpretive translation. Undertake your endeavor with the innocence of the sky's thunder, formidable. yet with neither good nor evil intention. If you could see Nala right now, she has her left paw right over my dantian, right over my center seed, just above my belly button. It is such a healing. It's like she's giving me good cat energy right now. Undertake your endeavor with the innocence of the sky's thunder, formidable, yet with neither good nor evil intentions. The thunder is innocent, rolling and striking without falsity. Falsity. Likewise, your endeavor should not be one undertaken out of ambition or the need for personal validation. Along your journey, you may encounter bandits. Do not change your direction. Do not resist the bandits, but do not respond to them either. Just let it be and embody innocence. It is the initiation of creative expansion. The long journeys are unfavorable at this time. 25, and it's called Wu Wang. It's the name of this hexagram. So, undertaking our endeavors with innocence, doing our dharma, undertaking our work because it is our work, because it is our duty, giving our all without expectation, because expectation always leads to disappointment. But if we do our due diligence, as they say, we do our duty without expectation, then aren't we fully able to enjoy the satisfaction of knowing that we completed our task, that we stayed the course? And that should be reward enough. Something to think about. So, Brother Brian Brown Walker, the I Ching or Book of Changes, 25 Wu Wang, Innocence, the Unexpected. All good comes when we are innocent. All good comes when we're always connected to our inner child, our inner nature. And no, it doesn't mean that we behave as a child, but we remember that sacred core of joy, of peace, of just resting, of just being. You know, like a baby who has been nursed, who's had his diaper changed, that baby just lies there cooing and awing and maybe grabbing its toes, maybe it's sucking its toes, sucking its hands, just being. That is a sweet and blissful state of being. In the very center of each of us, there dwells an innocent and divine spirit. If we allow ourselves to be guided by it in every situation, we can never go wrong. As I read that statement, Mr. Miyagi came into mind. Remember Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid? I don't know why, but that's what appeared into my mind. Wu Wang comes to remind us that we must actively disengage our egos before we can obtain the vast rewards that come from living in a state of innocence. Yes, Divine L. We are innocence, really investigating that word, innocence, that feeling. I am innocence. Not I am innocent, but I am innocence. Remembering our true, as the Buddhists would say, our Buddha nature, our innate Buddha nature, or our Christ-like selves. The nature of the ego is that when we exercise it, it takes us out of the present. The nature of the ego is that when we exercise it, when we stand up for ourselves, when we demand the attention, when we jump to the front of the line, when we do not allow that person to come in between us and the line. Ooh, isn't it hard? It can be difficult. But when we practice being in a state of innocence, when we practice allowing things to just be. I know in the Western world, we have this concept of not being a doormat. It's like a fine line. We have to take that middle path. And for each of us, it's going to be different. So there's no judgment. There's one thing I've learned the longer I've lived in this earth is that I know nothing at all. And everything is mazeh, which in Hebrew is, what is this? So where were we? The nature of the ego is that when we exercise it, it takes us out of the present. When we engage in ambition, anxieties, anticipations, our ego is skipping ahead, and we miss the guidance of the creative in the present moment. When we engage in anger, judgment, and condemnation, oh, but those activities, don't they feel good to the ego? Just being honest. Whether toward ourselves or others, our ego is looking backward. And who else looked backward? And what good did it do her? Lot's wife. Remember the story in the Old Testament, quote unquote, Old Testament, when Lot and his wife were commanded to flee Sodom and Gomorrah, and Lot's wife looked back. I had decided a couple of days ago that I no longer wanted to be Lot's wife. I am not looking back. Oh. Let's see. When we engage in anger, judgment, and condemnations, whether toward ourselves, yes, we do that, or others, our ego is looking backward. We're turning into a pillar of salt. And we cannot see the sage's clear solution to the present situation. In either case, the result is misfortune, like Lot's wife. Only by stilling the ego and accepting life in its entirety can we become innocent. Are we able to accept life in its entirety? Accept even those aspects that we feel were abrasive and we didn't like? It doesn't mean that you agree with it, but you accept this is what has happened. How will I continue to move forward? Resisting the urge that Lot's wife didn't resist, and we turn back and we're just mired in regrets or anger or shame or whatever. But if we continue to look forward and inward instead of backwards, we're accepting where we are right now. Looking backwards, it's like putting a curse on ourselves. In this state, we are receptive to the help of the higher power, and we can meet with good fortune wherever we go. You are advised now to stop looking forward and backward, to abandon your ambitions, to disengage from judgments and critical thinking. If a thought, attitude, or action is not in accord with the principles of acceptance, equanimity, humility, and gentleness, do not indulge it. The I Ching encourages you to actively practice innocence. Because the ego is strong, you must make a conscious and conscientious effort to be innocent. Note to self, It does not say, so it says here, because the ego is strong. But nowhere does the ego say does the I Ching say to kill the ego, deny the ego, burn the ego, bury the ego. It's all about maturing the ego, to resist those moments when the ego are not going to lead us in a helpful and holistic direction. If you willfully unstructure your attitude, or as they like to say nowadays, unlearn what we've learned, open your heart to deity, however you perceive God to be, however you perceive the divine or the source, and allow yourself to be guided by that which is innocent and pure. You will meet with success in the coming time. So that is hexagram number 25. So let's take time to reflect and concentrate on our innocence, our inner nature, on what makes us us, apart from the material world. Okay, last but not least, before I close out today, I'm going to pull a card from the Spirit Keepers Vitruvian Edition. And I love the box that Bidabel created. Saper aud, dare to know. Know thyself. I usually do not keep boxes that my tarot cards or oracle decks come in. Some of the boxes I have kept, majority of them I do not. But this one, it's sort of like a little shrine. So I can't wait to see her latest edition, the Revelation, and see how beautiful that box will be. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull a card. I'm going to do my best to shuffle. I like to watch Divine L on her channel. I think it's Divine Needle, the Divine Needle channel. I love the way she shuffles her cards. So you're inspiring me, Dee. Yeah. Looking back, just say no to Lot's wife. Okay, so Divine L, I just had a card to volunteer itself. So I will go ahead and take that card. And what is the card? Ooh, the erudite. Ha 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 ha. How apropos, the erudite. Card number 9, which is akin to the hermit card in traditional Rider-Waite. Let's see. I need to have something I can prop the card up. There we go. The erudite. The erudite. The hermit. And you know what? I think it would be great to, because I really like the visage of the hermit that Pamela Coleman Smith created. So I will put that right next to it. The hermit. The hermit. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Okay. Let's see what the erudite has to say to us. The erudite. Key 9. And 9 is the number of truth. In Hebrew, the word for truth is emet, and in the gematria, it has the numerical value of 9. And as we all know, 9 is that special number that you can, how many multiples of 9? It, at the tip of that triangle, it turns right back to 9. I find that so fascinating. 3, 6, and 9. Nikola Tesla pointed out 3, 6, and 9. The erudite. This is the inner light of wisdom and guidance that shines through the darkness, the lux ex tenebris, meaning the light in darkness, the light that the darkness cannot comprehend, from the Gospel of John. Have you ever closed your eyes to meditate, and all of a sudden it almost seems like there's this sunlight that's just above, just beyond the horizon, like you can sense a glimpse of that light kind of sparkling out every now and then? The erudite bears this message: as you walk through the valley of darkness, fear no evil, for the Holy One is with you. The Holy One's rod and staff shall comfort you, so that you always shine but never burn. Lucio non uro. The erudite is the prophecy of a wise teacher. This is someone who has learned and mastered many subjects and therefore possesses great knowledge, as broad in scope as the knowledge is deep. When the erudite appears to you, you are being called to shine with the light of the heavens. Shine for others, so others can see themselves and the world clearer. Oh, I got goosebumps when I read that. Let me read that again. Shine for others, not so that others can applaud you and laud you and talk about how great you are, but shine for others so that others can see themselves and the world clearer. Light the life of humanity. Lux hominum vitae, or lux hominum vita. The bars of music in the open book symbolizes the language of key 9. Didn't we just... I could have sworn I just mentioned something about music being the language of heaven, right? Didn't I just say that somewhere? Whoa. Okay. Divine L says the perfect card for today. We're just a couple of hours from the Taurus new moon, 11th gate portal to the heavens. The erudite speaks with the voice of light, and that voice, the universal language that unites all of mankind, is music. I could have sworn, I don't remember where it was, where I said something about music being the language of heaven. Let's see. Here, the page features Pachelbel's Canon in D. Pachelbel was a sun sign Virgo, and key 9 corresponds with the zodiac sign Virgo. So there it is. That's what B.MSc, she is just, So there's the music right there that she embedded in there. Wow, that woman, her brain, Ooh. Anyway, when you understand why the erudite has appeared to you, then this spirit leaves you with the final message: where I am, you also may be, says the hermit of the mysteries. Mm, mm, mm. Let's see. They have been reminding for over a week now about 369. Hallelujah. Yes, 369. I don't understand that mystery, but I use 369 in my tarot readings. It's like you know that there's something there. You don't quite understanding, but your spirit knows. Divine L says, so I recommend that frequency and all forms of it today in a big way. Yes, 369. 9. 9. 9. that light within. And remember, when you close your eyes, don't seek, don't try to find. Just be. Just be. Let's see, can I do this without knocking everything over? Right here. Just remember. Just be in your true nature. Be in that state of innocence. I got all kind of goosebumpies going on right now. Can that stay? There we go. Okay. All right. So I feel led to just pull one more card. I'm going to listen to Spirit. I'm going to do it. So give me one moment, and then we will end our meeting for now. So one moment. All right. I am feeling led to pull from Earth Magic. It's been a while since I pulled this card, so we're going to do that right quick. Little one is fully awakened from his camping trip last night, pitched a tent in the front yard with our Mennonite neighbors, and all the boys slept in the tent last night. I awakened at 5 a.m. today, and 5:15, he comes in the door. I'm like, what are you doing? You need to be asleep. I need my quiet time. All right, so I'm going to get the ninth card. 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4. Is that 4? Yes, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and, oh, ancestors, generations. So let's just absorb that. Our ancestors, honoring our ancestors, honoring our lineage. We are our ancestors. Remembering who we are, remembering where we have come from, remembering our Buddha nature, our Christ nature, re-envisioning compassion, loving ourselves, raising our frequency, being mindful of our frequency, remembering our truth. And as Divine L says, 9 is the key. 9 is the key. Just went to show my hands, just like the hands here. Our DNA and generations. All right, beloved. Let your light shine. See your light and allow it to shine for others. I love you. I wish you peace and great bliss. Enjoy those kitties, Divine L. And check out my Facebook page, my personal page. See my post about the kitties yesterday? You can weigh in on the great debate. Much love. And everyone, check out Divine L's channel, Divine Needle. Subscribe to both of those channels, Divine L and Divine Needle. You won't be disappointed. Much love and great bliss. Until next time, keep going and keep being.